Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the examination technique. I'm your host, Thala Sophia, here on IB Survivors. I have my own YouTube channel where I make my videos. So there's actually 7 key points that I'm going to be talking about today, and these are organizing your workspace, your handwriting, leaving early, proofreading, ignoring distractions, and your final checklist. So for me, whenever I sit down and start a test, it's super important for me to organize my workspace. I definitely don't want to be sitting down taking a super long test and feeling cluttered and overwhelmed by everything just messy on my desk and not knowing where things are. When you sit down, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your booklet is like set to the side, your pencils are in front of you, perhaps your calculator is like next to you for when you need it, but make sure it's organized, it's calm, and you know where everything is. I can't tell you guys how often people tell me my handwriting looks like Arabic. There are days when I just scribble write because I could care less. There are days when I actually slow down and actually write correctly like a human being. Hopefully I would go with the second option for the IB exams. Try to make your handwriting, if you're like me, legible. If you need to write a little bit slower just to make it easy to read, do that. Take that time because you can really suffer marks if your examiner can't read your handwriting. Practice trying to make it legible. Work on that if you struggle with it, and just try your best, please. Apparently there are people who actually leave the exams early because they're finished already. Some people will leave like an hour before the exam's over because they're finished. And that's definitely, I'm thinking about that, and I also agree that's a terrible idea. Either way, even if you're 100% confident that all your answers are correct, it's still a good idea to go back, proofread, make revisions, make sure that everything's in line. If you have extra spare time, you should use that time. You want to have that time at the end of your exam to proofread everything. I know a lot of us do skip over proofreading at times, but definitely catching those small little mistakes will save you like tiny points that can bridge the gap between one mark and another mark. So please proofread, re-look over things, and make sure what you wrote down is what's correct. You want to make sure you're able to work in a distracting environment. IB testing situations aren't always the best. Maybe it won't always be in your favor. Maybe the lights are too bright or someone keeps clicking their pen. The room will probably not be completely silent for you. There's probably going to be some type of annoying noise that you're going to have to deal with. Just be ready for that and be able to work in that distracting environment. So finally, the checklist. This is so important. You're gonna think it's so silly and so like, why would I like do a final checklist? But I will tell you a personal anecdote that is very pathetic. You want to make sure you like look over what you're taking to the test. Make sure you have your 2 pencils, make sure they're sharpened, or you have extra pencils just in case. Make sure your calculator isn't dead, bring extra batteries, maybe even bring an extra calculator. It is so easy to forget things when you're under a lot of stress, especially for an IB exam. So I took the SAT a couple months ago for the first time, and I'm so dumb. I should have done one of these checklists. I was so tired that I went to the SAT and I sat down and I realized that I didn't have a calculator. I didn't have any pencils or a pen. Like, I didn't have anything. Or a pencil sharpener, because I didn't even have pencils. So I just sat down for the SAT and I was like, yeah, so I had taken the SAT without a calculator, and I don't recommend it. But yeah guys, that's it for these 2 videos on examination technique. I hope you guys use these tips. I feel like they definitely apply to me. Some of them are like low-key call-outs for stuff I do all the time. So be sure to check out the Smart IB app. It's a forum-based app, obviously. For IB students, you can give advice, ask questions. There's a bunch of subtopics that you guys can look under to find information. It's a super helpful little thingy-majig. Also be sure check out this great IB book. Everything again in this video was in this book. You can buy this down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys very soon with another IB video. Bye!